That was almost like a Hollywood film there. Started off with a good intro and you're kind of hooked already, and then it built to a massive climax towards at the end about whether or not one stays and one goes next summer. It's time for hot takes and cold showers. Each of you are going to get 30 seconds to deliver your most scorching opinion, and then it's down for me to decide whether or not you're a revolutionary, a visionary, or you do indeed need a hosing down. Graeme, I'm going to come to you first. What's your hot take?
Me first again. Okay, I obviously enjoyed the shower last time out. I am going to say that. Is it a hot take? I'm going to say that Lucas Paqueta will emerge as a target for Tottenham and could be their new leading light going forward. He could be. I think they should take him. I think it could be a new Ozzy Ardiles, Ricky Villa sort of thing, and yeah, West Ham fans won't like me to hear that because they were very upset by the Mohamed Kudus crossing the divide to Tottenham. But yeah, I think that West Ham could lose another one of their star players to Daniel Levy and Tottenham.
So, what you've done there is you've played to the crowd. You've realised that there's a Tottenham fan hosting it this week and decided to talk good news about Tottenham. You are very, very much in a position where you're going to avoid that cold shower, I dare say, Graeme. Jack, on to you now. What's your hot take?
Okay, so I realized I did kind of bottle it last week with my Chelsea hot take, so I've gone very, very, very hot this week. So my hot take this week is that Erling Haaland won't score more than 20 Premier League goals this season, and this chat around Pep Guardiola's system, how Erling Haaland fits into it, it's been talked about for the last few years. He's trying to score goals in spite of all the conversations and stuff, but I feel like at some point this season, with the amount of changes in that Man City lineup, I think at some point Pep Guardiola will opt to drop Erling Haaland at some point, try a false nine, maybe against one of the bigger teams to kind of overload the midfield somewhere, and they'll play exceptionally well. And all the conversations from then until the end of the season will be about, does Erling Haaland start for Man City? Should he start for Man City? I think there will be a lot of instances next season where he perhaps won't actually start for Man City in the Premier League, ergo won't score over 20 goals. And then potentially next summer, the big conversation is going to be between who do Man City keep moving forward? Do we have Pep Guardiola for the next while, or do we keep Erling Haaland to build around him? There might be a bit of a choice to make there. So that's my hot take for this week. It's a lot hotter than last week.
That was almost like a Hollywood film there. Started off with a good intro and you're kind of hooked already, and then it built to a massive climax towards at the end about whether or not one stays and one goes next summer. Adam, you've got it all to do here. We're gonna see now. You're going head to head with Jack's take there. Take it away.
Well, yeah, my first time in hot takes cold showers, so I'll try and rid myself of the pre-match jitters. But yeah, with a football finance perspective, it's kind of hard to come up with a hot take per se. It's all very grey and boring, and I sit here and bore you about PSR all day. But I'm going to look at PAF and Newcastle United and the fact that it's getting quite hard to ignore that. I think PF are basically directly strengthening a lot of Newcastle's rivals. There's some quite kind of esoteric, I suppose, ways of looking at this. You know, they've funded the Club World Cup prize money. That's gone directly to Manchester City and Chelsea, as well as, loads of European rivals. I know it's probably not going to happen, but the Isaac stuff to Al Nassr, that's a PIF owned club. That's kind of quite disruptive there, even if it is a kind of negotiating ploy or whatever. And João Felix with Chelsea, the direct rival, PIF bailing him out there with the move to Al Nassr. And there's so many examples here. And I kind of basically think it shows that Newcastle just sort of one cog in a machine rather than this big billboard for PIF as we presume they might be at one point.
Yeah, no, fairly sensible take. I'll have to agree with you there. Sorry, Jack, you're heading for the cold shower this week. But viewers, let us know in the comments section as well. Drop a ice cube for who you think deserves the cold shower, and drop a fire emoji for who you think's had the best hot take. I say you've probably, for the second one, you've probably got a real close competition between Graeme and Adam there for their points.